Hello everyone. There is one question that students are asking us: how to balance IPMAT Indore and IPMAT Rohtak preparation at the same time, especially in the last 30 to 40 days which are left. So what we have done is we have come up with a rough schedule date wise so that you can plan the preparation accordingly and you can do wonders in your actual exam. So let us see what we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss the paper pattern. Obviously, we'll need to discuss that before we move on to the 30 days study plan. I am sure we all know that IPMAT Indore and IPMAT Rohtak paper pattern are completely different. In IPMAT Indore, there are three sections, out of which two are quantitative aptitude and one is verbal ability. The first quantitative aptitude session is a short answer session where you do not have to mark the option. You have to enter the integral, the natural number value, and it does not have the negative marking. The next QA section is an MCQ section and the verbal ability is also MCQ. QA, MCQ and verbal ability both will have negative marking as well. It is also important to note that all the three sections have sectional time limit and that section has to be attempted in 40 minutes itself. If you look at the overall paper, like in QA, both the sections put together, you have 45 questions, and in verbal ability also you have 45 questions. If you look at IPMAT Rohtak, it has quantitative aptitude, it has logical reasoning, and it has verbal ability. All section has 40 questions each, and it is 120 minutes. There is no sectional time limit here. The another difference in both the paper is for IPMAT Indore, there is going to be sectional cutoff, whereas for IPMAT Rohtak, there is only going to be oral cutoff. Now, let's see the 30-day study plan. From 17th April to 30th of April, I would recommend you to write at least one same IPMAT Indore and one same IPMAT Rohtak. Maybe you can take two same IPMAT Indore and two same IPMAT Rohtak, but not more than two. Okay. Identify what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. The moment you have identified that, you divide your day into two parts. The first half of the day, focus on your weakness. So let's say your weakness is trigonometry, matricide determinant. Let's say these are the two weaknesses that you have identified. On the first day, focus on trigonometry. You have 3 to 4 hours. Focus on that. Revise the concept, and then once you have done with it, take last 5 years IPMAT Indore actual paper and try to solve all the trigonometry question on your own and see if you are able to crack them. Next day, maybe you'll have to spend the similar time on coordinate geometry, and then third day, take one area on each day. There are high chances that some topics which are lengthy, which are which are long, for example, permutation, combination, probability, functions and inequality, you might end up spending 2 days if you are weak in that. Okay, but let's take one topic at a time, one topic on a day. Make sure that we are comfortable with that topic. Practice at least 30 to 40 questions of that topic and then move to the next topic. Okay, in the second half of the day, okay, what you need to do is you need to solve the LR question as well, because if you're focusing on IPMAT Rohtak, then there is a one entire section of 40 questions of logical reasoning. Not only in IPMAT Rohtak, but also in IPMAT Indore, there is one set that you will get of either logical reasoning or data interpretation, correct? So you also need to have a knack of solving LR and DI question in the mock also on the regular basis, and hence always solve 15 LR question. It could be combination, it could be probably you can solve one set LR set, okay, you can solve a DI set, maybe you can solve blurred relation, you can solve coding decoding, you can solve analogies, series question type, and maybe do not forget to include games and tournament, because there was a question one LR set on games and tournament in one of the IPMAT Indore paper. So 15 to 20 questions of logical reasoning / data interpretation in the second half of the day, followed by either you solve 2 RCs or maybe solve 10 grammar and 10 vocabulary or 10 para jumble and 10 para completion. So maybe combination of 2 out of the given 5 area start focusing on them. And when I say vocabulary, it also include the phrasal verbs, it also include the idiom, something new that you're learning every day. Okay, you do not be revising the same vocab word on a daily basis. Keep on reading new vocabulary, new phrasal verb, new idioms, and make sure that you revise them maybe on Sunday. So Monday to Saturday, whatever you do, revise those 60 words, 60 phrasal verb, combination of idioms and everything on Sunday, so that you are revising and you are in touch on a regular basis. And you solve 10 QA question from your strength IPMAT Indore level. So let's say your strength is numbers or arithmetic, okay? And we know that we always get 2 to 3 questions on numbers in IPMAT Indore, and we also get substantial amount of arithmetic question in IPMAT Indore. So make sure that you also practice those question type. And the moment you practice the IPMAT Indore question, the IPMAT Rohtak becomes a cakewalk for you, right? You just need to focus on your speed, and that we will take care when we start writing the IPMAT Rohtak mocks on a regular basis. So this is what you are supposed to do from 17th April to 30th of April. Now, from 1st of May. So what we have done is I have given a daily schedule from 1st of May till 23rd of May, when the actual IPMAT Indore is going to be conducted. So on 1st of May, write one sim IPMAT Indore. Along with that, focus on vocabulary, phrasal verb and grammar. So when I say that you need to write IPMAT Indore, it also means that you are going to analyze it. Okay, so 2 hours of sim IPMAT Indore and maybe around 4 to 5 hours of analyzing it. So around 6 to 7 hours you're spending on writing the test and analyzing it, and maybe another hour or 2 on vocabulary, phrasal verb and grammar. On 2nd of May, so I would not recommend to write mocks on a daily basis, because you also need to work on your weak areas. So, right. So on 2nd of May, maybe you will solve 20 LR questions. You will focus on vocabulary, phrasal verb. I would recommend vocabulary, phrasal verb and idiom should be done almost on a daily basis. Okay. So you'll solve 10, 20 LR questions, vocabulary, phrasal verb. You'll solve 2 RCs. You'll solve 20 QA questions, again IPMAT Indore level. It could be number or arithmetic, it could be algebra, higher algebra, it could be modern maths, it could be any topic, but make sure that on a regular basis you are covering all the concepts. On 3rd of May, now you will write sim IPMAT Rohtak. So this is where your speed comes into picture. You need to understand that IPMAT Indore exam is more about accuracy. Obviously, you need to attempt substantial number of questions, but it is more about accuracy, and it is also about stamina. Whereas IPMAT Rohtak, it is more about speed. I would say that accuracy should not be a problem, because the paper is going to be extremely easy, right? I mean, for all those who do not know what was the cutoff last year, out of 480 marks, the cutoff last year was 409 marks. I haven't seen cutoff as high as 84% of the actual mark. Like 409 out of 480 will be somewhere close to 84 percentage. Okay, so I have never seen such a high overall cutoff. That clearly means that the sim IPMAT Rohtak, I mean not sim IPMAT, the actual IPMAT Rohtak was very easy. And we also got to know that students were actually able to attempt 110, 115, 117, 18 odd question in the actual exam. Okay, and hence the speed is very important. At the same time, accuracy also matters. So when you're writing IPMAT Indore and IPMAT Rohtak, your strategies are different, and hence we will be writing IPMAT Rohtak and Indore on every second day alternatively. Okay. On 4th of May, again, there is no mock that you're writing. You'll solve 20 LR questions. So you repeat whatever was done on the 2nd of May. Then on 5th of May, you will write sim IPMAT Indore, focused on vocab. So whenever you are writing sim IPMAT Indore, and because it will be a heavy day along with the analysis, so keep the second half slightly on the easier side. You do focus on vocabulary, grammar, and phrasal verb, the stuff which are not very time consuming, the stuff which are not very heavy. Okay, so you keep vocabulary, phrasal verb, and grammar on that day. Then on 6th you repeat whatever was done on 2nd. 7th you write IPMAT Rohtak and focused on LR questions. See, solving LR question is also very important. LR questions, basically the single question that comes, clocks and calendar, blurred relation, coding, decoding, series, alphabet series, analogy, because you need to have knack of solving those questions in the actual exam, and hence solving LR question on a regular basis is very, very crucial. Again, on 8th of May, you will solve LR questions, vocabulary, phrasal verb, RCs, QA. So if you look at it, we are solving RCs every day. Either we are solving in mock or we are solving, 2 RCs when we are not writing mock. We are doing QA practice on a regular basis. We are solving LR practice on a regular basis. So this is how you should be dividing your day also. So maybe you can say that the first half of the day I am focusing on quant. That is something which I need to solve when I am fresh. The second half I'll focus on verbal, and the third half of the day I'll focus on logical reasoning. So you can divide your entire day into 3 parts: 3 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, maybe 2 hours, whatever. You can divide your day as per your strength and as per your weakness. Okay. Then 9th of May, again you will write same IPMAT Indore, right? Now, last 7-8 days, 8 days left before the IPMAT Rohtak. So our focus will shift more towards IPMAT Rohtak. Okay. So now we are solving 30 QA questions, 40 LR questions, 30 fill in the blank, 30 grammar. When we are solving the QA question, we will solve number and arithmetic here specifically because IPMAT Rohtak has almost around out of 40 questions last year, around there were 22 to 24 questions based only on numbers and arithmetic. So we will solve those areas. We will make sure that our speed is very high when you're solving numbers and arithmetic, making sure that we are not compromising on accuracy. On 11th of May, we will solve Sim IPMAT Indore and we will revise all the QA formulas because last 2 years we have seen in IPMAT Rohtak that there are questions straight away, simply plug in the values in the formula and you get your answer. And hence, you should be knowing the formulas on finger of your tips. You should be, you should not be even thinking for 5 seconds. You should know the formula. So revise it once on 11th of May. On 12th of May, you repeat what was done on 10th of May. Then 13th of May, you will write Sim IPMAT Rohtak. You will solve para jumble. Now here, para jumble that you solve will be with option and not the Indore style that is without option. Okay, because IPMAT Rohtak has option. So you need to solve practice para jumble which has options. Okay, because in Rohtak, when you have options, it is easy to eliminate. And once you start eliminating the option, your time will be saved. And that is what you have to practice for Rohtak. 20 LR questions and 20 QA questions. So here on the last 7-8 days, whenever we are saying 20 QA question, it always means that it will be, on the Rohtak side, the level of difficulty of the question will be Rohtak level and not the Indore level. Then 14th of May, you repeat what was done on 10th and 12th. On 15th of May, you will write same IPMAT Rohtak. On 16th, you will again write same IPMAT Rohtak. Again, I am repeating. Whenever you write a full length mock, you have to analyze that mock. Before you analyze the previous mock, you should not be writing the next mock. It's a waste of time if you have not analyzed the mock because that's where you will learn. By writing mock, you're not going to learn something. Okay, you are going to learn. Once you do the analysis, you will figure out that where did you spend more time. Where all you could have, improved your marks. 17th of May, don't study anything, relax. You have done a lot of study throughout the year. Probably even if you have, joined 2 months before the actual exam, you have done, every day you have been studying 7 hours. So relax on that day, keep yourself free, maybe to keep yourself occupied and, not to have that anxiety a day before the exam. Maybe keep reading newspaper or some blogs or books for that matter. Okay. But don't write any mocks for sure. Okay, do not write any mock. Okay, maybe some of you want to revise QA formulas, do that, but not more than whatever I've said. 18th of May, all the best. You have your actual IPMAT Rohtak. So since you have written so many mocks and you have done a lot of things, so go with a fresh mind, go with an open mindset that you have to crack the exam without any fear, without any tension. And do not forget to change your strategy as per the level of difficulty of the actual paper. I always tell this, okay? Don't go with the previous year cutoff. Yes, you should know the previous year cutoff, but what if the paper becomes difficult this year? So I'll just give you a brief background about the paper. Last year, the cutoff was, 2023, the cutoff was 409 overall cutoff. In 2022, the cutoff was 306 marks. And in 2022, the cutoff was only 265. So from 265, it has gone to 306 and it has gone to 409. So you never know, it might come down to 300, it might go to 280s or 290s. Okay, chances are less, but then you need to be mentally prepared. If the paper is difficult, then you should adjust accordingly and make sure that you give your best. If the paper is easy, try to attempt all. Now, once you are done on 18th, okay, don't do anything, okay. Though I would recommend, not to go on any YouTube channel and see what the experts are saying, because you have IPMAT Indore coming up, okay. So we have hardly any days left after IPMAT Rohtak. 23rd is an IPMAT Indore exam. So 19th of May, you will write one sim IPMAT Indore. Focus on 20 para jumble, 20 para completion, again on the Indore style, now not on the Rohtak style. 20th of May, revise all the phrasal verb and vocabulary that you have done in the entire year or in the last 2 months. Revise everything, revise phrasal verb vocabulary, because these are the question type which are high scoring. You spend very less time, but and you can get very high marks. Probably you in 5 minutes you can attempt 8 to 9 odd questions, and you can get all correct if you know the correct meaning of the phrasal verb, where to use a particular phrasal verb, the vocabulary and the meaning of the idioms. Okay. On 21st, you again write IPMAT Indore, focused on 20 para jumble and 20 para completion questions. 22nd, don't study at all. As we said, before the Rohtak, keep yourself free, read books, read blogs. Okay. And on 23rd, you will have an actual IPMAT Indore. That's the day you need to pick. That's the day you need to pop. That's the day when you have to show your best skill. So preserve that last, that pick for 23rd of May. All the best for the exam, guys, or 23rd. And I am sure this schedule was really helpful, and I am sure the more you start following the schedule on a daily basis, you will get good marks, and you will come out with flying colors. So that's it from my end. Before I leave, these are the some QR codes. I would suggest the second QR code is something which would you guys want to know about it. Basically, it's an IMS 0 fee program, wherein if you register using this QR code, you can also go to imsindia.com and register for IMS 0 fee program. You will have access to one free sim IPMAT Indore, one free IPMAT Rohtak, one free NPAT, SCT, and Christ and JIPMAT. So there are one paper free of every exam. Just go and test your skill on the IMS portal and get yourself benchmarked with thousands of students writing this test nationally. Thank you, everyone, and all the best for your exams.